Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người nhé. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người cách livestream trên Facebook bằng máy tính, có thể là PC hay là laptop mọi người nhé. Thì để có thể là livestream được ở trên Facebook bằng máy tính thì chúng ta cần phải sử dụng một cái phần mềm livestream. Mọi người cách livestream ở trên Facebook mọi người nhé. Sau khi tải xong thì mọi người kích chuột trái vào Broadcastt nhé. Kích vào. Cho mình đi. Cái độ phân giải hỗ trợ của còn thì có thể là 1920 nhân 1080 và để nó phím tắt, ví dụ mọi người để là F10 là bắt đầu và F12 để kết thúc chẳng hạn, là khi mọi người ấn F10 thì nó sẽ bắt đầu và ấn F12 để kết thúc. Sang mục Advanced với những người chẳng hạn là Display 1 hoặc là Display 2. Đấy, mọi người thấy không, nó đang quay lại video kia nhá. Đấy, mọi người có thể di chuyển, mọi người thu nhỏ di chuyển page của mình ấn OK. Đốt lên. Bây giờ thì chúng ta sẽ vào Facebook để thiết lập trên Facebook và có thể là livestream được nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ vào Facebook này. Bây giờ mình sẽ vào thiết lập trên Facebook và có thể là livestream được nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ vào Facebook này. Đây. Ví dụ mọi người chơi game gì thì chào bạn chẳng hạn. Đó. Bây giờ để có thể là kết nối được từ OBS lên Facebook thì mọi người sẽ nhìn cho mình vào setting này. Này. Sử dụng một cái mic bình thường thôi. Nếu mọi người không chọn này ấy, thì nó sẽ có tiếng xèo. Nhưng thì đây chính là cái giao diện quản lý để chúng ta xem cái thẻ này. Ở đây sẽ có tất cả mọi người nhá. Đây. Như vậy là mình đã hướng dẫn xong cho mọi người cách phát trực tiếp trên Facebook bằng máy tính mọi người nhá. Nó cũng khá đơn giản như vậy thôi. Thì chắc là mình sẽ kết thúc cái
Hello my YouTube friends! Today I have a really cool free tool for OBS that'll allow you to select chat from YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Discord, Zoom, Teams, Instagram, TikTok, and even a Slack. And you can even display it on screen like this. You can also dock the chat in OBS's overlay so you can see the chat from I'm going to show you how to have the chat shown on the stream so that viewers can see the chat from other platforms that they're not actually on. The best part is it's really easy to install and it's totally free. So you know what? Let's get to it! Things that you can do to help push this video to a wider audience. So take a second down below and let me know how I'm doing, and while you're there, why not subscribe? It's totally free and it really does help me continue to make content that helps you. So thanks. Let me show you how. Link in the description will bring you here. And you just need to scroll down here to our install zip file here, and you can save it to your hard drive. And we just need to go to downloads. We'll right click on that and extract it, and then extract. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and close this, and I'm just going to go to my main download file so I can see the full directory. I'm going to right click on there, copy it, and then I'm just going to paste it to the root of C here. It just makes it easy to make sure that it stays there. Then I'm going to go over here and click these three dots, and I'm going to go into settings, and then I'm going to click on extensions. Then I'm going to go over here and click on this so it goes into developer mode. Then I'm going to load unpacked, and I'm just going to browse to that directory and open it, and then just click select folder. And there we go, our Social Ninja is in here. We can turn it on and off right here if we wanted to. And if we go into details, we can see there are some settings in here. Nothing you really need to change though. We can just close this page out. And then if we want to, what we could do is go up here and click on this little puzzle piece. And that brings this drop down here up. We can just click this little pin so that Social Stream Ninja stays up here in our bar. And there we go. Now we have the Social Stream Ninja installed. A live stream buttons for hotkeys and stuff, but it also has dials. So you can adjust the volume or the brightness or whatever you want to set the dials to. Now this is the original Loop Deck Live, but they're about to release a more streamlined version called the Loop Deck Live S. It's going to have the exact same build quality as the Loop Deck Live. And this thing is built like a tank. It's really awesome. And right now, the Loop Deck Live S is listed on Indiegogo with some absolutely incredible discounts. So click the link in the description to check out the Indiegogo page and take advantage of some of these incredible discounts and pick yourself up a Loop Deck Live S for an amazing price. You won't be disappointed. Easy stuff. Now let's get it set up in OBS. So we're right back here and copy this link out here, this top one, and then I'm going to go over into OBS and I'm going to go ahead up to the top, click on Docs, then go to Custom Browser Docs, and I'm just going to type in the name of my new browser doc. This is going to be called Ninja Chat, and then I'm just going to paste that URL right here and click apply. You can see our doc appears. I just need to drag it over here, drop it, and it is placed in our OBS overlay now. Next, we're going to go back into our browser and we're going to go ahead and copy out this second link right here. We'll go back into OBS. This time we're going to click on the scene that we want it in. We're going to go to browser and we'll just call this one Ninja Chat and click OK. And all we have to do is paste that link we just copied right in here and click OK. And now we have OBS all set up. We'll just drag this to where we want it. Let's take a look at how this is going to work. So right here, I'm in YouTube's live streaming studio. I'm just going to click on the three dots next to my chat and pop out the chat. And that's all you have to do to make this work for YouTube. The same thing applies for Twitch. Just click these three dots and pop out our chat. Facebook is a little bit different. The first thing we need to do is go ahead and start a live stream. We can test this without live streaming on YouTube and Twitch, but on Facebook, we actually have to be streaming to test this. So all we're going to do is go to our stream setup. We're going to make this an only me stream, so only I can see it because I'm just testing it. Then I'm going to go to settings and stream. I'm going to copy out my stream key over here. Now I'm going to go into OBS, go into settings and then stream. We'll select Facebook right up here. We'll paste our stream key in here. And I'm just going to go to my output and make sure all my settings are correct for that and click OK. Then I'm going to start streaming. We'll go back into Facebook. We'll click this little Go Live Radio. We have to put our information about our stream in here. So we'll just call this test and click save. And then all we have to do is click Go Live down here in the bottom left-hand corner. Now we have to go and look at our Facebook stream as a viewer. So we're going to get out of the studio and we're just going to go over to the regular Facebook page. And now we're watching it as a viewer. So now all we have to do is go up and click our extension and enable the extension. And once you do that, this turns green. So now we'll just type some YouTube chat. And there we go. We can see it showing up over here. If we click on it in our chat doc, you can see that it shows up right on the screen using our browser add-in. It looks fantastic. I'm just going to hold down the Alt key and shrink this up a little bit, move it down here to the bottom. And Tech Examine is helping me out on Twitch. So there we go. We can look at his Twitch comment. The only thing I noticed that's a little strange here is when you add chat on Twitch, for some reason it has this HTTPS after the user's name. That's really the only glitch that I saw on here. It's a little strange and slightly annoying, but it doesn't happen on the chat overlays or anything like that, just on the chat browser source. So when you select the chat, it turns green, and then you can remove it by clicking the clear current overlay up here at the top. Now I can go into Facebook, I can type in some chat in here, and you can see it shows up over in our chat box on the right, and I can add it to the screen. All the chats over there on the right have their designated platforms. So if you're multi-streaming, it has Facebook and Twitch and YouTube, which is absolutely fantastic. So now what I want to do is I want to show you how you can add this chat directly to your live stream. If you wanted it as a chat overlay, I'm going to go ahead and click on this dockable one. It's going to open up a new window. And if I type some chat on YouTube, you can see it shows up in my dockable window. If I put it on Twitch, you can see more chat shows up. And of course, Facebook shows up as well. So what I'm going to do is go over into our OBS under sources, I'm going to go ahead and add a window capture. I'm going to call this window capture chat. Then I'm just going to drop this down and select the proper window capture and click OK. I'm going to use the Alt key to crop everything up so it looks the way I want. Then I'm going to drag it over here to this edge here, and I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to go to blend mode, and I'm going to screen it. And that's going to remove all of the black. So now you can see it's really pretty transparent. It looks really nice. It's going to be a great chat overlay that looks good and isn't too overwhelming on your full scene. Now I don't like how this is laid out because it's going to have all the chat on one long string and I want it to wrap. So I'm going to go back into that window and I'm going to undock that window and create a brand new Chrome window. And then I'm just going to make this the exact size that I want it to be. And then I have to go back in here, right click on it, go to transform, and I'm going to reset the transform in OBS. Then I'm going to right click on it and go to properties. And we're going to select the proper window. There we go. And now I just need to recrop it so this top is missing, and I can put it wherever I want. And now we can see when someone else chats in there, it's going to wrap the text and look exactly the way we'd want it to look. Just absolutely fantastic. So this makes it really easy to add a chat doc so you can see chats from all of the different streams that you're doing. Add that chat directly to your window, and you can even add selections of the chat to your window. Now up here at the top of our chat doc, we have a bunch of things. We can pause the chat. We can select auto, which will auto feature chat as it comes in and post it to the screen. To the right, we can turn this on and it will do chat to speech, where it'll take your chat and speak it through your microphone or your listening device. Over here we can highlight so it hides emote only chat messages, and right here we can have it so it only shows any kind of cheers or donations or anything like that. And then to the right of that we can actually type a message in and hit enter, and it will chat that message to any platform that we're streaming to. If we go over here into our extension, we can see there are all kinds of options that we can use. You can type in here any of the chat bots that you're using and it will exclude that chat from your stream, which is a really nice feature. You can set it up in all kinds of different ways. It gives you so many options. And all the way down here at the bottom, you can actually click this and it will tell a joke in the chat, which is quite funny as well. There are so many different options to explore in so many ways that you can modify this. It's an absolutely incredible chat tool that anyone can use totally free. There are so many platforms that you can add. It would take too much time to show all of them, but you can check the text file on the install page to see how other platforms are connected. And if you want to see how to add your audio separately in OBS so that you're able to adjust the volumes separately and individually, you should check this video out. Big thanks to the channel sponsors. There are Hello my YouTube friends, I hope you're doing awesome today. I've done a few videos on streaming to multiple platforms at the same time using Restream.io and Caster.io, but today I'm going to show you how you can do it directly in OBS. Oh, and it's totally free. So let's get to it. My analytics say that 80% of the folks watching my content are not subscribed. Am I doing something wrong? If so, let me know in the comments down below. But if you are looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber or live streamer, subscribe to the channel and click that bell so you don't miss any new content. It's totally free. Multi-streaming can be an effective way to grow an audience on more than one platform at the same time. And the method I'm going to show you today is totally free and gives you a lot of control over each individual location that you're streaming to. Of course, it also has its drawbacks. So let's hop into it and I'll show you how it works. The link is in the description for this page. It is the actual plugin that's going to set this up. on your OBS. You can see it works for Windows and Mac, and we're going to click go to the dashboard. And you have two packages here, a zip package for Windows and a PKG file for Mac. Just click the appropriate one for your particular setup. And I'm going to double click it and open it up. You can see it's an executable, so I just run it and make sure that it's installing to the proper directory, your OBS Studio directory. You just click install, and there you go. You're going to have this installed on your computer. So now we're going to go into OBS, and if you click view and go to docs, you can select multiple output and it'll put it in your browser docs here. And it may actually already be in there when you install it. It may not. So now you know how to put it in there. And of course you can grab it and move it around to any location in OBS that you want. So there we go. Now we have it installed. If we go into settings and we go to stream, you can see that you're going to want to set up whatever your first priority stream is. In my case, it's YouTube. And so I already have that set up, and it's automatically going to go to that stream. Now, if I go into output, I can see how my stream is currently set up, and this is going to be the bottom end of what our stream is going to turn out to be. So in other words, anything that you stream to additionally is going to add on to that bit rate. And you're going to want to keep that in mind, because if you have a connection that's not very fast, well, you're probably struggling to stream to one location. You're just not going to be able to stream to multiple locations. Usually a good rule of thumb is that you want your total bit rate for all the live streams that you're producing. So if we're going to YouTube and Facebook and we're using a 6500 kilobits per second for YouTube, and we're using a 4000 kilobits per second going out to Facebook, when you add those two together, you want those to add up to less than half of your upload rate for your internet connection. So if it isn't, you're going to want to do extensive testing to make sure that your upload can actually handle it. But a good rule of thumb is that you want your upload rate to be double what the total bit rate is for all the live streams that you're trying to put out. So just keep that in mind as we go along. When we go into video, we can see our base canvas here for our YouTube live stream is 1920 by 1080. And you're going to want to keep that in mind, because if you're streaming to something like Facebook, well, its maximum resolution is 720, which means that you're either going to have to change your YouTube resolution to 720, or you're going to stream at two different resolutions, which means your machine is going to have to encode two different streams. And if your machine is not great, or maybe even on the older side, this is not likely going to happen. So if you're going to stream down, you have to your house. And we're going to just grab this right here, copy it out. We're going to paste it into the RTMP server. There's for Twitch, your actual description, a link key, and then on videos. And then we're going to select stream. We're going to copy out our stream key. And then if we go over here, and I'll leave this in the actual description, a link to this. This is the RMTP servers for Twitch. You're just going to select the one that's closest to your house. And we're going to just grab this right here, copy it out. We're going to paste it into the RTMP server, and we're going to just remove this stream key piece because obviously this is set up so we add it into a special location. Now we can select the encoder. Now if you decide to select a different encoder than get from OBS, it's going to encode a completely separate stream. You can put in your custom resolution here and your bit rate and everything else for where you're going to go. But ideally, you want to get this from OBS. You really want to make sure that all of your streams are the same resolution and the same size, especially if you're dealing with a machine that's not great. Let me show you how to set up Facebook here. We just type in the name Facebook. We go over to Facebook. We go to live video that's on our main page. We're going to go ahead and go to use stream key, and we're going to copy out our server URL and stick that in here, and we're going to get our stream key. We're going to copy that from right here. And in this case, we know we're streaming to YouTube at 1080 and to Twitch at 1080, but we can't stream to Facebook at 1080. Its max resolution is 720. So we're going to essentially be encoding a whole nother stream to send it out to Facebook. And if your machine can handle it, fantastic. Just keep in mind that we're not just dealing with what your machine can handle, but also what your connection can handle. You can see that the bit rate there is something that you can otherwise add it unless you're going the way it is again. That's right, you're to do you stream. So once you're ready to live stream, you go down and then you can go ahead and kick off the multiple output streams by clicking start up here in the top left. Now you just need to keep in mind that each one of these streaming services has a different process on their end that you may have to use streaming. Whereas if you click stream to multiple platforms, if we go into view and we go to stats, we bring up our stats doc, which I've done videos on in the past. This is only going to show you the actual results of the initial stream, those outputs. That all happens through the plugin for your CPU and your Ethernet connection to determine whether you're actually streaming. Check this video out. And if you're always looking for tools, tips, and tricks that can help make you a better YouTuber or I do a live stream every Saturday night where I answer your questions about live streaming. And I get a lot of questions about lag, bad audio, troubleshoot what's going wrong on your stream, and walk you through some to the channel and live streaming. Then no idea, let's jump right. I usually like to have mine above my image. Once we have this up here, this is going to tell us exactly what's going wrong with our stream. Here we are in OBS. If you've seen my live streams, you recognize this is my same overlay that I always use. I broadcast in 1920 by 1080, so that is the settings that I have right now. Let's go live and see what happens with just my standard overlay setup. You can see right off the bat, if I sway from side to side with my camera, we're already getting some encoding lagging. That means that frames are being dropped on my live stream. So how do you know whether it's a connection problem or a computer problem? Well, that one's really easy to troubleshoot. If you look down here in the bottom right hand corner, you see it's green. I'm producing at a specific bit rate and we're not dropping any frames. That tells me that my actual connection to the internet is capable of sustaining the output that I'm giving it. On the other hand, you can see when I scroll up and look at my stats, I'm getting frames lag due to encoding and frames lag due to rendering. The encoding is specifically a measurement of how fast your machine streams with our internet is good, but make it miss a lot more frames and render lag and have all kinds of flip back over to OBS quickly and we can see those widgets coming across the screen. And when I use my standard stinger, which is just a pretty simple door close, it's a really small file, well, that causes all kinds of choppiness and problems. And if you look up here, we're still lagging and dropping frames due to encoding and render lag all the time. Obviously, this is going to be garbage on a live stream. We're going to have choppy audio, choppy video. It's probably going to look and sound terrible. So now I'm going to stop streaming and we're going to go in and we're going to see what we can do to possibly fix this and change our. We have it set to very fast. We're going to set it to its maximum speed. That is ultra fast. Now, this will negatively affect the quality of your encode fast enough, your choppy audio and encoding speed if we start our stream again, a high quality stream. So we'll apply that and we're going to go back and we're going to start our stream again and let's see what we get. You can see right off the bat, we're not dropping frames. When I sway side to side, it seems to be basically keeping up with everything we're doing. We're not getting the encoder error message down in the bottom left-hand corner anymore. So you might think, wow, that's awesome, the problem is solved. Well, let's hold on a second. I'm gonna flip over to Streamlabs and kick off some of these widgets and let's see what happens. And you can see as soon as I kick off some of these widgets, we're getting dropped frames due to render lag. And that's nothing too serious. So let's try the stinger. And you can see every time I run this stinger, my frames drop to well below 30 frames per second, and we're getting some render lagging again, which basically tells us that the computer is still not keeping up. Now, I know that you're looking at it and you see the frames come and they're a little bit choppy, but maybe that's livable. The problem is that the audio is also choppy. So let's try something else. We're gonna stop this stream and we're gonna go back into settings. This time we're going to go to video, and I'm going to change my output scaled resolution to 720. What that means is we're no longer going to be streaming in 1920 by 1080. Our output is going to be in 720. We'll click apply, and we're going to start the stream again. Now that I set the output to 720, you can see when I rock back and forth, we're not losing any frames or anything like that, so that's good. But when we go and we use our stinger, the door close, there's all kinds of choppiness still happening here. And if we kick off some of these widgets and we take a look, they also seem to be kind of on the choppy side. Now if you think about it, this actually makes a lot of sense. Changing our output settings actually makes the machine kind of work a little bit harder. And the reason why this is because we didn't actually change our canvas size. Our canvas size is still 1080. So basically what that means is the machine is still rendering the frames at 1920 by 1080. And then the encoder is downscaling those frames to 720 to output to the stream. So we're actually causing more work. So when you decide you're going to downscale, you kind of got to go the entire way. You're going to have to downscale your canvas. And I would take it a step further. You should probably do what I did. I went back into my overlay and exported it at 720, and I also resized my stinger to 720. You want to have as much of the stuff that's included in your stream in the native resolution as you possibly can. So let's go ahead and change it over so that the canvas is in 720 and we use those 720 assets, and let's see what happens. Changing everything over to 720 is a little bit of a process, so we're going to go into settings and then we're going to go to video. Now we're going to change our canvas size to 720. We're going to click OK, and you can see everything now is missized, which sucks. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my overlay here. I'm going to go and I'm going to change the file to that 720 file, and there we go. That's going to fit perfectly into the 720 screen. Now I have to just resize my video, and I'm going to resize my widgets here so they fit properly on the screen. And I'm going to go ahead and change that stinger to the 720 one that I did. And we'll switch scenes back and forth. You can see my weight screen is now way out of proportion. So I'm going to go ahead and resize all the objects in the weight screen as well. Now for this I didn't re-render it, because there's really not much else going on, but I probably should have went and re-rendered the weight screen animation as well. So now everything seems to be working right. But let's see what happens when we actually go live. And I rock back and forth, move my hands across the screen. We're not seeming to have any problems. If I go ahead and I change